Hi everybody, welcome to the Steckline Report. Hey, we've got a new report out of USDA that tells us we've got a record corn and soybean crop. So what's new about that? You're saying nothing much, but we'll give you the figures on that. Plus, we've got the Chinese turning down some of our corn. Serious items that could reflect on a downward grain market. Stand by.
My grandfather came across the plains from Missouri in the 1860s and ran a hotel and stage stop here with livery stable, and it's been in the family ever since. We run probably about 100 cows here and 250 over at the other ranch. I'm sure there are other banks we could have dealt with, but they've been so friendly and know what the ups and downs are in the business. American Ag Credit is like a family for us for financial help.
Well, friends, USDA says we're going to have a corn yield of 174.2 bushels an acre, soybean a yield of 47.1 bushels per acre. That's up 2.5 bushels an acre on corn and about a half a bushel on soybeans, and is no surprise. Again, we remind you as we get into these reports, they never go up as much as they should on each report. They kind of follow the trend, if you will, and finally 6 months later they get to the grand finale. So whenever you see production or cattle numbers or anything else on a report from USDA, always keep in mind, if it's on an upward swing, they're always behind the 8 ball. If it's on a downward swing, as far as numbers are concerned, they're behind the 8 ball. And probably that's not all that bad. In the meantime, soybeans made a couple of interesting things happen here when it comes to supply and demand. They made no changes to demand, USDA didn't, resulting in ending stocks of about 450 million bushels. Globally, ending stocks are at 90.7 million metric tons, leaving Brazil and Argentina production about the same, which I'm kind of surprised. I think they might be a little bit lower. As far as corn is concerned, new crop ending stocks were increased some, but all total, the largest change was a 50 million bushel reduction of feed and residual use, because probably of higher prices, people are going to go to other items. In fact, wheat was increased some, and maybe that's where they think some people are going to be switching. And ending stocks of wheat was down 44 million bushels to 654 million bushels, which was a pretty good number. And globally, the USDA trimmed ending stocks by about 4 million metric tons too. All of that somewhat positive to the wheat market, not a heck of a lot. China's rejection of corn still on the top minds of people. There was an interesting summit, if you will, and the guy that kind of heads up their buying pattern over in China, Howard Mings, with CropLife International CEO, discussing issues of the grain industry, didn't bring up much about turning down corn from the United States that has what we call Viptera. That's at the heart of the problem. It's the MIR 162 corn insecticide trait that they didn't like, and they turned down some corn, kind of caused our market to go to pot because of that. And other people are not doing that. We're still doing great business with Japan and Mexico and other people that have not done anything like that. But the turn down of some of these barges from China has got a lot of people's attention. At this meeting of grain buyers primarily, they didn't mention much about it. And that's probably good, because these other countries are buying a lot of stuff. Farmers waiting for more substantial rains in Brazil got it. Not a lot, but they've got some relief. And that's going to help get their crop in the ground, although it's way behind in planting. They should be 50% done or more. They're like 15 to 20% done. I don't know what it's doing here the last few days, but they're starting to catch up. But I do feel that we might have a chance to talk about lower soybean production in Brazil, which will help our markets down the road. Cattle prices, aren't they something? Hit new highs a week or so ago. Never in the history of this country have we seen cattle prices like this. On the live weight basis, $1.68, $1.69 a pound, kind of average price. That was up $5 almost from the previous week, up $36 from a year ago. The 5 area average dress price for steers gained $6.05 a week ago. A year ago, the dress price was $207.80 a hundred. Today it's $263.80 or thereabouts. Folks, people in the cattle business are smiling, and it'll be a while before that smile will be gone, I hope. And I hope it's not very long before you're back watching the Steckline Report.